Good morning, Dr. Hayward. How are you? Did you have a great weekend? Yep, same here. It was wonderful. Thanks a lot for taking the time to meet with me today. As you know, we are experiencing record high absenteeism and turnover since we're returning to work after the pandemic. And honestly, our employees are seeming entirely unengaged because they've been denied the opportunity for workplace flexibility. The cost of this absenteeism and turnover, I see it affecting our production lines, and I'm sure it's affecting our profitability, but I really have no measure or metric to determine how much impact that really means. So recently I met with an organization called CCT LLC, whose goal is to provide solutions for employee experience and engagement, and thus lessening the negative financial impacts of absenteeism and turnover. They do this through a two-prong approach. First, training our senior leadership team to drive organizational change, and the use of their HR analytics software program so that we can illustrate the costs associated with things like the lack of employee engagement and monitor improvements over time. They strategize with senior leadership to foster the new norm and accept, in fact, embrace workplace flexibility. And they offer the robust HR analytics software program that's really going to allow us to clearly identify the true costs and losses we're experiencing. Their program provides additional data analytics and metrics that we can use to make data-driven decisions as we navigate into this new business landscape and for all future considerations with regard to our employees. They've presented this problem statement to me, obviously recognizing our issues with absenteeism and separation. But they also indicated that we need to think differently about talent acquisition in terms of what quality talent is truly seeking that will provide them a great employee experience, drive their engagement further, and improve their already exceptional job performance. That means that we need to re-engineer the mindset of our senior leadership team for employee autonomy and modern, meaningful wellness programming. That was actually a result of a recent survey that we conducted of our employees. So statistically, what is driving quality talent to select an organization where they can thrive means a culture change. And that will be required further for our organizational performance and sustainability. The solution as presented by CCT LLC is a determinant that employee empowerment drives engagement. That is a workplace flexibility program, empowering employees the ability to work remotely. And of course, that means a culture shift for us. But it also means a morale improvement through the workplace flexibility programming. That will reduce absenteeism and turnover and drive performance. And use of analytics for the job performance indices is going to be critical as we move forward. The cost savings for installing their HR analytics program: 1, calculating the cost of absenteeism; 2, calculating the cost of employee separation; 3, calculating the cost of replacements, new hires that is; and of course, 4, calculating the cost of the training of new hires. So those are 4 metrics right there that show that CCT LLC's software program is something that we really need to consider. By contracting with them, we can institute a powerful workplace flexibility program and use software to precisely run calculations. I did a trial of the software, and it truly is simple to use, and the metrics are absolutely incredible. So they've shown me here with our 20% turnover rate and 20% absenteeism rate that our current true costs and true loss is nearing the $1 million mark, which was staggering to me. Other customers who have instituted the CCT LLC programming, as I heard from their representatives, have experienced a 40 to 50% reduction of expenses that are associated to absenteeism and turnover. But for purposes of our conversation today, they've put forth this metric using a 30% factor And that equates to nearly a $300,000 reduction in expense, which is essentially a third of what we're fielding today and experiencing by way of losses. Further, in the first year, with their one-time expenses and annual subscription, the ROI for us in purchasing this software package and their program is more than 86%. Other product features that come with their software analytics program include the CREPID model, which will calculate and illustrate the economic value of job performance. We can calculate and illustrate the monetary impact and return on investment of employee wellness programs that we are considering implementing. We can calculate and illustrate the monetary impact of training programs we are considering instituting, both in terms of utility and break-even analysis. And finally, we can calculate value outcomes as they apply to employee engagement. And in their programming, having met with the representatives, there are even more features that come with their product and their HR software analytics program. They also presented me with this action plan and timeline for program implementation. Essentially, in less than 9 months, we can begin to see the value of this program and the savings derived, and also further analyze our workforce for continued betterment as we navigate forward. So Q4 22, they will do consultations and train our senior leadership. They will write the workplace flexibility program, and they will do a custom build for us of their HR analytics software. Q1 23, they will train our HR staff to use the software. They will create a communication plan for our employees, and they will do a systems check for remote work. Q2 23 will be deployment of the workplace flexibility program. Monthly analytical assessments will ensue, and debrief meetings with senior leadership will occur every 2 weeks. This will happen across the first year post-deployment. I recommend we move forward with contracting CCT LLC and implement their software program. Industry leaders have all instituted data analytics, and it's our time to reduce the colossal impact that we are seeing from absenteeism and turnover, and really get a true litmus on how deriving and implementing a workplace flexibility program will help to offset this. And we can see it in terms of real data and metrics that will enable us future-focused decision-making with all of our strategic objectives. So data will no longer be unrealized, but will become a powerful tool to drive a better future for us. So I've allocated within our operations budget funding to immediately implement CCT LLC's programming through a reduction in supply costs over the next 12-month period. So it's a net zero new expense to us by this remanipulation of our operational budget. I really appreciate your time today, Dr. Hayward. I've discussed this with our team and everyone is on board. I truly see no downside whatsoever. But what questions do you have?